Hey everyone, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. You might wonder what I'm doing today. Poppy and I are cleaning out my spice cabinet. I am an avid home cook, and if you are like me, you know what it's like to accumulate a ton of spices. I have way more spices than I do space right here in my cupboard that I have dedicated to be where my spices live. I just cleaned this out, and I have two fresh paper towels here. I'm not bougie, needing contact paper and all that stuff. These will sit down over time after the weight of the bottle's on there and, gravity does its thing. But I thought today, I've got a lot to do on my list. I'm just getting over being sick, but I've wanted to clean out my spice cabinet for quite some time. My husband is not home. He's up at his mom's helping her clean up leaves and, winterizing for the winter time. So I thought it would be a great time because it's just the dishwasher, Poppy, and I here today. So sit back and relax and let's talk spices. I'm going to give some hints and tricks of things that I've learned over the years of cooking about when to use what spices, what can be used in place of another, and what makes things just taste good. And I'm not a trained cook in any means other than Food Network and my own brain and my family members. So here we go. No particular order, and let's see. Give me your feedback in the comments if you have any of these spices, what your favorite ones are, how much you like to cook, if you're brand new to cooking, if you're a seasoned cook, or what. My style of cooking, I like to balance healthy with fun. I have a lot of spices here that are great for those occasions, even for doing potatoes, roasted potatoes. There's nothing like a good batch of roasted potatoes and vegetables, if you ask me. And then my cat right here, you can't see her, but she is so involved. She actually just touched the phone. She's so involved, she wants to be included. So if you hear her meow, if you see her anywhere, she's part of my life. She's my daughter, so it is what it is. And so that's that. I'm going to go ahead and start here with some of my bigger bottles of spices. This one here is adobo with Badia with sazon. Badia is the brand, adobo with sazon. I watch a lot of cooks on YouTube, and this is one that they always have in their arsenal. I ordered this off of Amazon. I'm not going to tell you how much I spent on it because it's a little bit more than what I would usually pay for it. But this is good in just about anything. As you can see, it's got the picture of the food groups on here. You have your beef, your vegetables, your fish, your corn, anything. You can use this on anything. This is delicious. I've used this before, as you can see. It's good on vegetables, potatoes, in soups, anything. I don't use a ton of that, so I'm going to put that just back in the corner here. You can see my corner of my cupboard here. So just a regular size standard cupboard. The next one I'm going to get, Poppy is hell-bent on getting over here, so if you hear dinging around and stuff, that's her. This next one here I got at my local butcher shop, which I really need to get to because I'm out of ground beef, but that's another story. This is Holy Voodoo. This is, the brand is Meat Church Barbecue, I believe. And this is just, I haven't used this one yet because I haven't made burgers or steak or anything. Hey, get down. I know, but you got to get down. This is made in Texas, and small batch craft seasonings made in Texas. This is an excellent brand. I've had a lot of this brand before. They do really good blends and such, so I haven't used that one yet. I'm going to put that in the back. Ones that I find that I'm not using a ton of, I'm going to go ahead and just put in the back. Or, not only that, they're cumbersome. So I want to have space in my cupboard for ones I'm grabbing for. And the next one I'm going to talk about is thyme. Thyme is a very important ingredient in a lot of things. I especially always use it when I'm cooking with poultry, and especially when I'm cooking beans and ham hocks and such. Thyme is the secret ingredient. And who taught me that? Mr. Bobby Flay himself. Not only that, thyme gives something to a dish that you really can't replicate by anything else, in my opinion, in my experience. Thyme, however, you can get too much thyme and then it kind of overpowers things. So we're going to put the thyme back there. This next one here, I'm going to talk about, this is another one from Badia. This is Adobo Complete. Now, Complete is something that a lot of chefs use, especially chefs that cook soul food or southern foods. They put this in everything, but this is really good on everything. I got this here. I think I got this at I can't even tell you where I got this. It was somewhere when I was back in Pennsylvania visiting my dad. I do remember that. But this is good on everything. And I think I've used this one. If I haven't, maybe I have. Yes, I've used this one before. I have a smaller bottle of Complete, so if I do have a smaller bottle of it, I very well might take this downstairs in my larger food storage just for space purposes. And you know, quite frankly, I could even take my Holy Voodoo downstairs, because I do have something that's kind of similar to it, but this has a little bit of a kick to it, hence why it's called Voodoo. But I also do want to say that none of these is sponsored. I spent every dollar that these cost from my own pocket. None of this is sponsored. The other large thing that I do want to talk about that I buy a Costco sized bottle of is Montreal steak. You don't just have to use this on steak. You can use it on chicken. You can use it on fish, even gently. You can use it on burgers. It's very, very, very good. I haven't used this in quite some time, but I am going to start using that when I get going in again with meats and, you know, grilling and such. I'm thinking about buying a Poppy, will you get down, please? You're driving Mom nuts. Oh, cat mom life. I think I'm going to buy a Ninja grill for an indoor grill for my house. I'm waiting to see what sales are happening in the next couple of months, you know, for the holidays and things. But the next one I want to talk about here is this one here, which is Yellowstone Cattleman Steak. This was on sale at Walmart a while ago, and I thought, you know, I'll give it a try. Am I crazy about this one? No, I'm not. I think it's got a little bit too much something in it. I'll still use it because it's made by Watkins. You know, it's a great brand. It has salt, garlic, black pepper, onion, paprika, dill, red pepper, and red bell pepper. It's not terrible. It's just there's something to it. It's similar to Montreal steak, but it's got a little bit of a something extra in it. So I'm going to put this to the side as a maybe. Maybe I'll put it downstairs. I've got to be in the mood to use it. I have this little guy here. This is just adobo with pepper. This is a different type of seasoning than the Complete. It's Complete. So this is basically the larger bottle that I have here. It's just a larger bottle. So I'm going to keep this here and move this one down into my long-term food storage. So this one I'm going to keep out to the front. I do try to have some sort of organization. And when this is all filled, you're going to say, oh my goodness, Ashley, I don't know how you handle it. Well, I do, because this is the space I have to work with. I live in a townhome. I don't have a crazy amount of space like some of you guys that have big, beautiful, elaborate kitchens. In my dream home, my kitchen will be the biggest biggest room in the house. So the next thing I do want to go into, I'm going to talk about, let's do this one here. This is Saltgrass. Saltgrass is a restaurant from Texas, but I actually got this in Vegas when my husband and I went down last year for my 40th birthday. And as you can see, I've used quite a bit of it. This is used on everything. They use it on their chicken, on their steak. They use it on their potatoes, their asparagus. It is absolutely dynamite. They even sell this on Amazon, I think, or they used to, but I did buy this at the restaurant. This is so good. I even like this a little bit more than Montreal steak, but I am going to put that in the back because I'm not, using that a ton right now. But if I always want to use it, I just pull my spices out and put it back in. That's what you have to do in life. You got to do what you have to do sometimes. Next one here I want to talk about is trying to look for ones I don't use every day. I'm going to minced onion. I don't use minced onion in everything. I keep it in a pinch. I usually have onions in my pantry that I have no problem chopping up or dicing up or something. So I'm going to put this one in the back because it's not one I use all the time, but it's there if I need it. I'm trying a little bit of a different organization here just to give me some more space. But I'm always working in this damn spice cabinet, it seems like, because I do cook a lot. So the next one I want to do here is rotisserie chicken seasoning. Now this one's good. you can use this in everything. In fact, I used this not that long ago when I made some chicken. I have a short I have to make of my chicken recipe I made, but I've been sick and I haven't had a voice, so I haven't had time to edit it and voiceover. So this here is really good. It gives a little bit of a rotisserie chicken flavor, yes, but it's got a little bit of something extra in it. You could even use this on potatoes. You could use it on vegetables. I use a lot of my spices on everything, especially the savory spices like this. You know, you don't want to be putting cinnamon and nutmeg on your vegetables. I don't think that sounds good, but maybe there's somebody out there who does that, but not me. So I have the minced onion back here. I'm going to put next to the rotisserie chicken. And then next one I'm going to talk about here, I have, see, this is why I need to go through this. I have 2 parsleys. So this parsley here, it's a good bit left in here, but not a ton. I think I made parsley potatoes and I saw I'm getting low on parsley. So I'm going to put this one, which is new, I'm going to put this one in the back, and I'll leave this guy up front to, you know, use in the next few weeks or so. That's how I roll. I found another bigger one here. This is Montreal chicken. This doesn't have quite as much garlic or quite as much salt in it, in my opinion, as the steak. In fact, the ingredients on here, you can't even see on the label because it's very, very small print and it's back there. And my eyes are getting older, like me, so I'm not going to try to squint and read all that for you. So I'm going to put that in the back, put that back there, and I'm going to do this and that. Okay, next one I want to talk about, I have, let's do cream of tartar. Cream of tartar is rarely used, but I have it for meringues that I make around Christmas time, and I have it for those times where there's a few soups out there that call for cream of tartar, but I'm going to just keep it in the household. It's good to have it because, believe it or not, if you need it and you don't have it, you can't substitute anything else for cream of tartar. It has a specific purpose. It was designed the way that it was because I don't know exactly everything that it does, but it needs to be, there's nothing else you can substitute in its place. I got this one here. This is coriander. Coriander is ground up cilantro, believe it or not. So this is, I have this because I have a cookbook upstairs that is Mediterranean and Greek cooking, and it requires ground up coriander for some of the things. So I'm going to, you know, keep that, but put it in the back because I don't really have a use for it right now that I can think about in the upcoming future. So it's going to go in the back row here. I'm trying to find another, you know what I'm going to do? This is Chinese 5-spice. And I bought a big bag of it and I shared it with somebody and I just kept a little bit here. You can find these spice containers on Amazon. They're airproof. So I'm going to put this back in the corner just because it has, it's a little bit bulkier than a regular size spice bottle. Next one I want to talk about here, this is good to have in any home. This is lemon pepper. Lemon pepper is good on fish, chicken, and you can even put it on meat. You can put it on vegetables. I love to put spices in my collection that you can use dual or sometimes triple ways. I just like that. Next one I want to talk about here, this is fabulous. This is delicious. I used this on chicken once, and my husband just said that is so incredibly good. It gives a little bit of flavor and flame, just like it says, and you would think it's got a little bit of hickory in it. It has a smokiness to it. It's so darn good. It's delicious. Let's see if that will fit. That won't fit on top of that. So sometimes, you know, I do double decker here. I'm going to start another row here. In fact, I'm going to put that on top of the Chinese 5-spice, as you can see. This Beaumonde, this is from my mother-in-law. She uses this in a dip that she makes that you can serve with vegetables. I have it because it's hard to find. So when I did find it, I grabbed it. Even though I don't use it regularly, no, I still want to have it for that, maybe when I want to make that. I have marjoram. Marjoram isn't used a ton, but you do need it in some sort of, sometimes Italian cooking. I'm going to do my little glass bottles here that I have so they all line up here. Next one I want to do, I use this quite a bit. This is white pepper. White pepper is good in soups. It's good in a dish where you don't necessarily want to see the black pepper. I do know there are recipes out there in the world where you want to see the pepper in it, but this is a little bit of a milder bite. It's not as peppery as black pepper. It is smoother, and I use this in potatoes. I use this in soups. I use this in everything. It's sometimes hard to find, but not really if you know where to look for it in the spice section. That's the white pepper. Next here, I love Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's has a ton of spices, and this is everything but the elote, and that is the street corn. I really don't know if I've ever used this before, but I want to try to start using things like this, so I'm going to just keep that there for a rainy day. This next one here I have is Omaha Steak seasoning. My dad sometimes sends us steaks from Omaha Steaks, and they throw a bottle in there every so often. So that's basically like a Montreal steak. It's good for vegetables, for steak, for chicken, for everything. And Poppy's making her round again. This next one here, I've used this before. This is Cuban style citrus garlic. I don't even know if they make this anymore. It's not my favorite. It's not bad, but if you like Cuban food, which I really honestly, I don't have a lot of experience with Cuban food, and it says this is a blend as an homage to the mojo sauce discovered in Cuban restaurants around the United States. And it says to rub on proteins and vegetables for grilling or skillet or roasting, wherever you want to pop a flavor. I didn't particularly care for this, but I'm going to try it again because I believe in using stuff 2 or 3 times to really get a good feel for it, just like a restaurant. The kitchen has an off night every so often. You always want to give something a fair chance before you just discard it, unless it's absolutely atrocious to you. That's how I roll. This next one here I have is chipotle chili pepper, and then I also, chipotle chili pepper. This just gives a little bit of a kick to your chili or to chicken, whatever you want to have a little bit of that smoky bite to. And in fact, I'm going to put this on top of my Chinese 5-spice because I don't use that chipotle pepper very often. That's going to live up there. And then I'm going to put this chicken right there. Glass little jars. Okay, everything but the bagel seasoning. I use this quite frequently, as you can tell. I've used about half the bottle. This is good on vegetables, cream cheese, sprinkled on top. It's actually really, really, really good. This next one here, I don't know why I bought this because it's just given me combos from the 90s feel, and I honestly don't even know why I bought this, to tell you the truth. It says that you can put it on any dish, sprinkled on your vegetables. I don't really know if I ever want pizza flavored stuff, so this one honestly might go in the garbage because I don't know why I bought that, honestly. Curry powder, I have this for when I do cook Indian food, although a lot of times if I do, I use a lot of garam masala. I need to repurchase my Indian spices. I don't have a lot right now because I haven't made homemade Indian food for several years, so I just don't have a lot. And that curry powder, I don't use it a ton, but I don't want to get rid of it because there will be a time where I will use it again. Let's see, another little glass jar I have. We have tarragon, same thing. Don't use it a ton, but it's good to have it when you need it because it can't be substituted out for anything. Smoked paprika, delicious. Use this in everything. Use this in place of your regular paprika. Yes, it has a little bit of smokiness to it, but it also kicks up a dish. Here's my other regular paprika. This is better, in my opinion, than just regular paprika. Paprika is just ground up bell pepper, believe it or not. And this has a little bit of a smokiness to it. I use this in my chicken when I do it in the crock pot. I use this on vegetables. I use it in soup. It's outstanding. My regular paprika, however you want to say it. I'm just going to leave that there. Any more little glass bottles? Yes, I have caraway seed. Caraway seed is really important to me, and I have a big bottle in my pantry of Turkish caraway seed. I make halupki and holushki, and those are both, my heritage is Ukrainian and Russian, and those are both ethnic foods that are pigs in a blanket or cabbage rolls. And halushki, which is my absolute favorite. It is sauteed cabbage with butter and caraway seed, and it's a recipe that you really have to be shown and taught how to make it because you have to get the salt and the caraway seed the right balance, and it's absolutely outstanding. In fact, I have had a cabbage in the refrigerator I don't know what I'm going to do with, so I very well might be cooking me some halushki later today. So caraway seed. Caraway seed you can also put in potato salad, believe it or not, and makes it a little bit of extra something something. So I'm going to put this over here next to my Beaumonde. Do I have any more glass jars? Yes, I have 2. Oh, how did I get 2? 21 seasoning salute. I guess one's older than the other. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the older one here. This one is 2027 and this one is 2026. So, well, I don't have to necessarily get rid of this one. This one will just go down in the basement. But this 21 seasoning salute, it is another version of complete seasoning. So this one and complete I use, back and forth interchangeably with each other, but 21 seasoning salute, it's cheap, it's delicious. It's one of Trader Joe's most popular spices in my opinion. Okay, any more glass jars that I see sitting around here? No. Okay, we're in the season for poultry seasoning. Get your poultry seasoning out, guys, and buy it fresh because poultry seasoning can get weird over time because of the amount of sage that's in it. This is used in stuffing. You can use it in gravy, you can put it in soup, you can put it in everything, but most popular usage is for stuffing. So poultry seasoning. I'm not making the stuffing this year. That poultry seasoning, I probably am going to do a stuffed chicken for Christmas time, so I'm going to use my poultry seasoning. Poultry seasoning can be a little bit expensive. I got this at Ollie's back when I was visiting my dad in southwestern Pennsylvania, and I ripped the price tag all of it. I don't know how much I paid for it, but I buy spices everywhere I go. It's kind of it's one of my addictions, I would say. Of marjoram. Isn't that something? Marjoram. We already went through marjoram right here. Let's check the expiration date. See, that's the thing. Let's see. Best used by August 20. Is that 2030 or 2020? That's 2020. This one's going to go in the garbage. See, that's the other thing about buying spices. You get duplicates. So my other bottle of marjoram, where did he go? I just had it. Oh, it's right here. Okay, marjoram. This is going to go right back there. That is Morton and Bassetti. Morton and Bassett. Excellent spice company. Very, very good, very high quality. I have another glass jar here that I'm going to move one of these over here. I have another glass jar that I just moved from overflow storage, fennel. Fennel is good in pasta sauces. It's good. It has a licorice flavor, yes, but it's good in pasta sauces. That's about what I use it in. But I do make homemade pasta sauce. I do make stuffed shells, homemade sauce and stuffed shells for Christmas Eve every year. So that's going to come in handy this year. I bought that because I usually forget to buy fennel, and I didn't want to, and I didn't forget this year I bought it. I have another large bottle here. This is California granulated garlic. Believe it or not, most of the garlic comes from California that we eat. But my aunt lives in San Diego, and she's actually telling me about this summer when she went back for my dad's 80th birthday, that in California, you cannot find California garlic very often because it's sent everywhere else except in California. Now, she is 86, so if that's not true anymore, I don't know, but she says that California garlic you can't find in California. So I'm just taking her word for it. I saw this at my local grocery store, and I grabbed it because this is also known as garlic powder. It's just a little bit of a bigger granule. I'm going to put this right back there in the corner where I had my fennel seed, just because it is something that I know I use all the time, but I do have a garlic powder, onion powder, all those things I use in just about everything. I have this fresh garlic powder I just bought. I'll use this in a couple of months' time, maybe even less, depending on how much I cook. But garlic powder is something you got to have in every kitchen. It is so important to put that, especially when you're cooking chicken, in anything. That garlic powder is outstanding. So I'm going to put that fennel seed. I think what I'm going to do is, it's a little heavy. I'm going to put this right down here and put that smoked paprika right on top like that. So that is what I'm doing so far. I don't really like that garlic powder bottle right there, but I'm going to leave this out towards the front as something that I use all the time. Okay, celery salt. If you're making soup, if you're making anything savory, and you like the taste of celery salt, Put it in place of your regular salt. It makes a difference. This is my mother's secret ingredient. This is something a lot of restaurants use also in place of salt, because celery salt makes it taste like it came from a restaurant. I love celery salt. I will always have it. Celery salt and its sister, celery seed. Celery seed is fantastic too. You can use celery seed in potato salad also. Celery salt. I use this on an almost daily basis if I'm cooking something. If I'm not cooking something, I don't use it like regular salt if I'm not cooking something. But if I'm cooking something and I have a broth or a stew or a soup or a sauce, celery salt. You can't go wrong. Trust me. And that's where you just have to experiment in your kitchen. Don't be afraid. This here I got, this is salted caramel pink Himalayan sea salt. I put this on top of coffee or protein coffees or anything where I want to give a little bit of sweet, salty. This is a heavy boy. I'm going to keep this out because I do use this regularly. So I'm going to keep that out in my easy access. So this coriander bottle here, I don't know where I'm going to put this one yet. We're still deciding that. I have some regular chili powder. When I make chili, I don't like a ton of chili powder and stuff, so I'm very picky with my chili powder. Next one I have here, we have cumin. Cumin is good in tacos. It's good in ethnic foods. It's good in Hispanic foods, I should say, tacos and chicken tortilla soups and such. Dill weed. Dill is good on mashed potatoes. It's good on chicken. It's good on salmon. Dill is always something to have. Do I have any little spice bottles that I need to put up on the back there? Let me see here. Because these are too tall to sit back there, but you know, you got to play around sometimes. Oh, yes, I do have some. I have poultry seasoning. What's the date on this? This is 2026, getting ready to expire. So this one here, I'm going to use this season, and then I'll get rid of it because this poultry seasoning here I just bought, and this is August of 26. Like I said, it doesn't have a long shelf life because the sage can get super overpowering. So this is poultry seasoning. Little McCormick guys. I'm going to put that in the back there. And then I have allspice. Allspice is used in baking, especially in the pumpkin department. Allspice is a component of pumpkin pie spice. I have pumpkin pie spice, but it's in my pantry. I have some spices over there too, but not a ton. Depending on how much room I end up with in here, I might bring some of those guys out. I'm not sure. And then we have cardamom. Cardamom is used in Indian cooking. It's very strong, hence this little bottle here. So that's going to go live in the back there. Okay, next we have wood-fired garlic. I haven't used this yet, but I see this a lot used on chefs I follow on YouTube. So I picked up a little bottle of that Kinder's. I do like how Kinder's comes in. I had a larger bottle of the blend. The blend is salt, pepper, and garlic, but I gave it to my mom for her to use when she's cooking. They have a larger bottle, kind of like, I don't want to say it's this size here, but it's kind of a medium size bottle. But they also come in these smaller sizes, which I like, especially if you're trying to, you're trying something for the first time. That is wood-fired garlic. Next one I have here, this is ginger. This I use in a lot of things. This has a bite to it. So I use this when I'm doing stir fry. I do this when I'm in stir fry. This is used in pumpkin things. You put this down in ginger lime chicken. There's a lot of uses for ginger. So I always have ginger. I also have it fresh. I use it fresh too, but I don't always have it in my refrigerator. Ground mustard. Ground mustard is fantastic. It gives that little bit of umami that you wouldn't necessarily think is mustard. It's good in chicken. It's good in beef. It's good in a lot of stuff. I have cilantro leaves. This is good in, whatever you want to use cilantro in. Rosemary, same thing. And let's see here. I have ground nutmeg, and I just bought another nutmeg too. I think it's in my pantry, to tell you the truth, but maybe it's out here. I don't know. I have another little glass bottle here I found. This is Ajika Georgian. Spicy, garlicky, deeply aromatic, and savory. I've never used it yet because the label is still on it. Where's the expiration date? Is it old? 2022. It's old, it's out of here. Sorry, I didn't get a chance to use you. But this is a spicy, earthy, alluring, aromatic. Ajica is a traditional seasoning blend from the country of Georgia and used to add pepper, garlic, and savory notes to dishes. Sprinkle over steaks, stews, roast, or vegetables for a hearty, satisfying spice. I might rebuy this if they still sell it. If they don't, it's my loss, my fault. I have this little guy here, a smoked paprika flakes. I don't necessarily know where I would use this or how I would use this. I'm going to look up and see where I would use it before I put it in my cupboard here, just because I don't have a ton of real estate, to tell you the truth. I have cloves. Cloves is good in, baking or pickling, anything like that. I have chocolate hazelnut finishing sugar. I got this for tops of coffee or fudge this year. I'm going to get a little experimental. I made pistachio cranberry fudge last year and I heard it was good. So I'm going to try chocolate hazelnut. I also have another finishing sugar. This is hot cocoa. I'm going to put that right up there, getting into that season. I have whole oregano. This is good in, everything, especially Italian cooking and sauces and such. Old Bay. I grew up eating Old Bay. If you've never had Old Bay, this gives that seafood, that extra little kick that is so damn good in steamed crabs and soups and stews and everything. I put this on vegetables. I put this on potatoes. I love Old Bay. I grew up eating Old Bay. Like I said, turmeric. Turmeric is also good too. It's very good for anti-inflammatory. I throw this in when I can camouflage it in something that I'm making. I don't put it in everything because it does have a rich flavor, but if it's something super savory, I throw that in just for the medical benefits of it. Crushed red pepper. I always have crushed red pepper in this house because I use it all the time. Crushed red pepper. That and my other secret ingredient is cayenne. As you can see, I'm down here at the bottom. I've got another bottle downstairs. So I've got spices downstairs too that are already ones I have up here. Like I said, I'm a spice addict, if that makes sense. So cayenne pepper. I have basil. Basil is good in chicken. It's good with mozzarella cheese, olive oil, tomatoes, the name is escaping me of the salad that you could make with it in the summertime. Italian seasoning, also same thing. That's my dishwasher in the background. Garlic salt. Garlic salt. I always have garlic salt in this house. It's heavy, so I'm going to put this down on the bottom, down over here. It's heavy. Ground cinnamon. Cinnamon. Don't have to explain what cinnamon's used for. Okay. Here's my cayenne pepper. I did bring it up from the basement. Cayenne pepper. So honestly, this one is down to the bottom, but this one, I'm just going to go ahead. This is January 6, 2026. There isn't a ton left in here. I'm going to just go ahead and pitch this one and leave my big boy cayenne pepper in here because there, I'm going to put that right over there, put that cayenne there because I do use him quite a bit. Trust me. Okay, I have a little bottle of saffron. Saffron is super expensive. I got this at TJ Maxx though. If you look in the spice department, TJ Maxx, you can find this sometimes. I have that for a rainy day. I put that over in my little sugar container over here in the corner. And then I do have some of my extracts that I have for my baking. I have almond extract, which is so good. You can use this sometimes in the place of vanilla, if depending on what you're making. I love almond extract. And I have almond flavor. I don't exactly know the difference, but I love almond. A lot of things that I make have almond extract in it. This is cake batter flavor. I honestly don't remember where I bought this, but I have it. And then I have banana extract. Those are for baking, of course. And then I have a little bottle here of pure vanilla extract. This is from Aldi's. When I go back to Pennsylvania to see my dad, I go to Aldi's and buy their spices and ship them back to me because they're just so good. Vanilla. And I do have more vanilla up top like I showed you, but you can't get enough vanilla. And vanilla's expensive, so don't throw it away unless it's expired. I have another little guy of Kinder's. This is Buttery Steakhouse. I'm going to give this a try. I've used this before. Marty wasn't crazy about it, but I'm going to try it again. Maybe on potatoes or something like that. Next one here, we have bay leaves. This is good for sauces, for soups, anything you're letting simmer for a period of time. Put a few bay leaves in, but don't forget to take it out. You know, liquid smoke. This is good in baked beans and in anything you can need a little bit of smoke to, honestly. This is one of my favorite spices. This is Cavender's All-Purpose Greek. I use this regularly, so it's going to get a front row seat in my spice cupboard. I'm going to start putting my celery seed in here, my celery salt. Actually, I have my Lowry seasoned salt. I think every household has this, so I'm going to, I hope they do at least. It's used such a versatile addition to every kitchen. So Lowry's going to go in the corner here. I have my Cavender's celery seed, my coriander. You know, it's going to live up here because I, quite frankly, don't have a place to put it in the back there. I have MSG. Now, I know this is controversial spice or flavor, whatever you want to call it. And I don't use it in everything that I use, but I do use it. I do put it in chicken, I put it in soups, I put it in sauces because it gives a little bit of something. And I do know that it comes with some people get flushing or they get increased blood pressure from MSG. But I hate to tell you, a lot of restaurants put MSG in stuff. They do. They don't have to tell you they do it, but they do it. The one that gets the bad reputation is Chinese food. But if you know, you know. It wakes up the food, like it says. I do use it, but sparingly, like I said. I have Slap Ya Mama. I haven't used this yet because my one and only true love that my mom has been using for years and I always have in my house is Tony's. If you know, you know. This is Creole seasoning and this is Cajun seasoning. They're similar. I will always rebuy Tony's. The last couple times I've bought it, the top, the lid on the top has broken, so I know you're not supposed to leave this open, but I use this regularly and it's not a problem to me to not have that top on. But I love Tony's. If you know, you know. If you haven't bought it, buy it and try it and it'll change your life. I have chicken bouillon powder. This is good when you're making chicken, when you're making gravy, anything really. It's fantastic. Let's see, where can I put this? I might put, does that fit up over there? Yes, it does. Fantastic. I squeeze that chicken bouillon right up there. Okay. Getting down to the nitty gritty here, but I'm making some space, so I'm happy. So I'm going to put my garlic powder in here, and then I have my parsley right here. And then I have my, this is adobo with pepper. I'm going to put this down in the basement, I think, because I'm going to start working on my, complete seasoning, excuse me. And this is my nutmeg. I'm going to put this here. I got to use nutmeg today. I'm making sweet potato pie, so I've got to use that today. This here I bought because of my dad's neighbor. She made potatoes and put this garlic pepper on it, and it was dynamite. You wouldn't believe how good it was. So I haven't used that yet, but that's going to be used. Then my onion powder. There you go. I keep it up here in the front because I use onion powder quite a bit. I use real salt. This is Redmond real salt. This is the best salt in my opinion. I've used Celtic sea salt and it's good too, but this is from the Salt Lake. This is fantastic. If you can't buy this, look this up and read about it. It's fantastic. I'm spoiled in that I get it out here because I live in Utah, but it's fantastic. This is black peppercorn. Getting down to the bottom, this is from Aldi's. Always have freshly ground black pepper like that. Salt. These are my liquid stevia drops that are vanilla flavored. I don't really use this a ton, and I might even just get rid of it, so I'm going to put that into the maybe pile. I'm going to put my celery salt in here to the side because I do use it. Here's my complete. I'm going to just put that up there. My nutmeg, I'm just going to put him in the front here because I do have to use him. Another secret ingredient of mine, I'm down here to the end. We have popcorn salt. Popcorn salt is fine salt, but it adheres to potatoes, to eggs, to popcorn a little bit better than your thicker or your coarser grain salt like a regular table salt. So popcorn salt. And I have tahine. Tahine is good on anything. Try it on watermelon. I'm going to put my salted caramel pink Himalayan salt right there in the front. Let me see if I have anything else over in my pantry that I could put here. I have farm dust. This I got from a little Amish store in Pennsylvania when I was back seeing my dad last time. That's good on vegetables. And I also have cinnamon sugar. I had some other stuff over in the cupboard. I might put this over here for it to live, I'm not sure. And then I have Dano's seasoning. I got this because of all the hoopla on social media. So Dano's seasoning. And then my little Ashley's Kitchen. It had an S there, but I dropped it and it broke. So it's Ashley's Kitchen, where good food and happy memories are made. And that lives right there in the front. So that is my spice cupboard for right now, at least. So thanks for watching this little video. All the home cooks out there, hopefully this entices you to clean out your spice cupboard or add some more spices to your collection. Have a great day, everyone.